Hey, everybody, and welcome to my latest pod or episode live stream, special Walking Dead Homebound edition. We have our own outbreak going on, so everybody's home, everybody's watching TV. I'm home watching TV with you, and we've all just seen The Walking Dead. I actually saw it a few days ago, so I've been boiling in my own juices about this thing. And it was a big episode in one way. We'll get to that. But the rest of the episode, I was very weird, wasn't it? Didn't it seem odd that it was over like that big, big event, the big horde invasion was over so quickly? It just seemed odd. Now, let's back up track a little bit here and talk about this episode's director. Anytime something major happens on this show, you pretty much are guaranteed that's going to be the case when the director is Greg Nicotero. So Greg Nicotero is the director of this episode that is called Walk With Us. And Walk With Us was an odd episode for me because it had some really great moments and some oddly anticlimactic ones. The beginning of it was really strange. It just seemed so fast. It kind of felt like with Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, where you the rumor was they were going to um, not do the snap and just do it with the battle and end with the battle starting before the next episode, the next part of the Avengers. And it kind of felt weirdly like that because it ended with them trapped. We don't really know how the hell they got out of there with all of that chaos going on around them. Really, we don't. I mean, somehow they managed to escape that. Okay. Somehow Ezekiel didn't die and was under a piece of like siding, hiding for all this time and wasn't burned to death or eaten or bitten or anything like that, which is odd. Um, so it, so this episode was very. I mean, it kept with what's been going on with this season, which is everything's just off and horrible. Um, now, so, Eugene gets his pep talk and goes off to see his girlfriend. We're going to assume that's what's happening there. Um, Carol was still weirdly off again throughout the episode. We see that Magna's back and she somehow covered herself with blood and left, um, and gets and she gets there with she gets away and shows back up and she somehow lived. Other girl is off filming the Eternals, that's why she's not there. And Gamma went out suddenly heroic with Alden and Kelly, and uh that was great, yay, but kind of threw away that character that they put into the show randomly. Just felt really kind of odd. And Earl, who was a great character, but again, just kind of tossed away. It's like, we're going to get rid of these secondary characters. We're not going to have any major big deaths in this, which they, um, hold on. We're not going to really have any of our main characters be at risk again. And you have these kind of Earl was a neat character. I would have liked to see more of Earl. It was kind of cool having this older guy be a badass, after all the things that had happened to him. But at the end of the day, they kind of just tossed him. They just tossed him, and he couldn't even kill himself, right? They left that to poor little Judith to do. And then you have Gamma doing suddenly being heroic and helping save her nephew, even though she kind of didn't care about her sister. And, she learned her lesson and then became a walker and got an arrow to the head. and Beta's out there being a freaking serial killer, doing his Michael Myers thing. So it just that all just felt so I don't know. The big thing to me was this was supposed to be a major battle sequence. Like, this was supposed to be a big thing. This was what we were leading up to. And to me, it felt down, it felt disappointing. It just, they kind of like, well, we can't figure out how we're really going to tell how these people got out, so we're just going to not show it again. Just go with it. So that was really weird. It looked great. I mean, it looked a lot better than previous episodes, but then again, you've got Greg Nicotero directing it, so it's going to look better. And here we go towards the end of the episode, and because it was a long episode, but not a lot really went down again. So you have some character development, but it seems very condensed, weirdly. And again, like I said, you get rid of characters that are kind of secondary and don't really matter. And never really got a chance to evolve more. I would have liked to have seen Gamma get more screen time and grow. She was sneaky and swift and good. I would have liked to have seen Earl do more. As I said, why make this great, build this guy up over, he just was interesting. We spent a lot of time with Earl just for him to just screw up his own death. And it just seemed, how not that I'm wishing death on other characters, but it just is odd, isn't it? It's like they threw these extra characters in just to have them be fodder, and that's not a good way to do your show. Now let's talk about the ending. The ending of this episode was the best part. And it was great because you have two really great actors in Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Samantha Morton, who did a fantastic job as Alpha. You hated her. That's what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to hate her. And she was creepy, and she had those creepy eyes, and that just stared into your soul. And she was just a really good bad guy because she was smart. She was ruthless. She didn't care. And it didn't matter who she sacrificed along the way as long as she won. And she was a female on top of everything else. And I would hazard a guess, at least to me, she's probably the most ruthless and dangerous bad guy that they've ever had. And if you've read the comics, same thing in there. She's one of the most ruthless bad guys they ever had to deal with. So the ending harkened back to the comic book in a lot of ways. And I really liked that. But I liked the part with Negan talking about his wife, and it kind of gave some credence to why why they had Negan in the show start a relationship with her in the way that he did. And because he respected her, he saw the strength in her. The whole thing about the hair was really nice. That was a really nice touch. That was a really great scene. And you could see that was his way of having remorse for what he was about to do, even though he knew it had to be done. Because even though he respected her and all of that, and she kind of was that representation for him, she was also going to kill all of these people. And he had learned that he saw within her the fact that she just wasn't going to stop, and she was going to just, destroy everything. So that scene was wonderful. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is so good. I wish we had more Negan throughout the season. We need more Negan because he's just a great character, and he's been allowed to grow. And I'm really, really happy that we didn't have um, a Game of Thrones moment with him. Like, he didn't become a Jaime Lannister with this. He actually did what he should have done, and took her out. And it was fantastic, and it was beautifully done. Well done. Well done, Walking Dead. You did something right finally this season. You did something right. Good for you. Um, the uh, the ending though, the very final scene where you have Carol and Negan tosses Alpha's undead head out at her feet, and you realize that the two of them have been working in cahoots together to get this to happen, was a great scene. But what the with Carol and the entire breakdown that she's been having of, like crying and all of that, and the weakness that you see, what is that from? How this has been going on all the time? Really? Because that seems odd. Why show that during all of this? Why make her such an idiot? Again, why make her such an idiot when she knew Negan was in play the whole time? Please explain that to me. I want to know why. That makes no sense. That's again your bad writing. If you have Carol having this breakdown, doing stupid shit like she did, where she ran into this unknown area trying to get Alpha, if she knew Negan was in play and they had worked on this and knew it was going to play out like this, that she had this guy in there and knew what was going on, what the hell? Again, why would you just destroy this character? It just doesn't make sense. It makes no sense. So at this point, we've off the main bad guy. Now we only have Beta running around, serial killing everybody and just being a lunatic, Michael Myers style. And so we've only got, let's see here. I'm checking the list. We've got 4 more episodes left this season. The next one is going to be called What We Become, which I guess that's speaking to what happens after they've destroyed Hilltop now. Well, they've still got all of Alexandria, so there you go. And then the following after that is the very dubiously titled Look at the Flowers. And everybody that knows and has watched The Walking Dead previously knows that that is the phrase that Carol speaks to little psychopath before she blows her brains out, because she's too crazy to live, even though she's a little girl. The next one after that is called The Tower. So I'm thinking that might have something to do with Eugene's radio girlfriend. And the final episode is A Certain Doom, which is also very, very dubiously titled. And oddly enough, apparently has 3 writers. 3 writers on one episode of The Walking Dead. So I wonder how that's going to play out. That's going to be interesting. So we have 4 episodes left this season. We've just killed off the main bad guy. So where is it going to go from here? No doubt that Eugene's girlfriend is going to bring into play the last wave of bad guys from the comic books. I have a feeling that's going to happen there. We know that Danai Gurira's character of Michonne is leaving, and she's probably going to show up in one of these last 4 episodes. I think she's probably in a couple of them, and then she's gone. And then there's always the thought that Maggie is probably going to come back at some point, probably in the finale of this season, to be in the show, to return as that character, because her show got canceled. So Lauren Cohen is coming back. I have actually been sent the first 2, I think, episodes of the new series, The World Beyond, I call it Kitty Walking Dead. I haven't watched them yet. I'm going to watch them. Interestingly enough, at least I thought originally that show was going to be a full series, like a regular series, but apparently it's a limited run 2-season series, so it's only going to have 2 seasons. So we'll see how that plays out, how that show's mythos works into Fear the Walking Dead, which by the way is still on, and the Rick Grimes films that are coming, which Michonne's leaving will work into that, however that works. Personally, I would have really loved to have seen in this episode the return of Michonne or Rick or Maggie showing up, and that somehow being how they saved the day and all lived. But instead, we're just going to have to go on dumb luck. Dumb luck kept everybody alive, especially Ezekiel, who was hiding under a piece of siding. I don't know. I didn't write it. So, but all in all, I would give this episode of The Walking Dead a firm C. And mainly just because of that last scene between Negan and Alpha, because that was a great scene. I when good actors are together on screen together, and they all have their socks on, good things happen. So yeah, that scene alone and just Jeffrey Dean Morgan's delivery of that was great. That was beautifully done. But the rest of it, just odd, man. Just really odd. I'm curious what you guys think. Did you enjoy the episode? What was your thoughts on it? What did you think of the fact that most everybody lived? Nobody from the main dude cast died. Ezekiel didn't go out in a blaze of glory, which he could have, since he's got the big naughty cancer, plot cancer. Call it plot cancer. So yeah, there's that. Oh, and by the way, so I gave away a necklace on Fangirl Magazine for Valentine's Day, and the winner never got back to me. I emailed her. She never got back to me. So we still have a necklace to give away for The Walking Dead. Back in the days of season 2, we have this beautiful, beautiful necklace. It is the Cherokee Rose, and on the back, it actually has the story of the Cherokee Rose. And inside this is a locket. It's actually a locket. It's good and hefty too. If I can get it open. It has the logo and then a mirror in there. So I am still giving this away because the winner never claimed it. So I'm going to be giving that away again. So if you want to win it, comment below or go to fangirlmag.com, leave a comment, comment on our Facebook page, our Twitter feed. Let us know what you think, what you want to hear more about. And we also have a YouTube channel. I'm posting on there as well. Other than Zinni, where I do these, I also do videos on Fangirl Magazine on YouTube. We just did a Gone But Not Forgotten on the series Dracula that was on NBC back about 6 or 7 years ago. So check that out, and I will be back next week with another homebound edition of the Walking Dead review. I'll let you know what I think again, and feel free to always comment, join in. We do have a live chat where you can place your comments and speak, and let me know what you think. And if I'm insane or you agree with me or you disagree, I love hearing from you. So let me know, and I hope you guys have a great evening and stay safe. Don't get bored. Watch all the YouTube, watch all the Hulu, watch all the streaming, watch all the Shudder. There's all kinds of stuff to do, and just stay safe, and we'll get through it. So thank you guys for so much for watching, and we'll see you. Bye, guys.